The UN's health agency says a significant proportion of Gaza's population is facing catastrophic hunger and famine-like conditions. After 8 months of war, thousands of children have been diagnosed with acute malnutrition. Well, with me is BBC Arabic's Saeed Shahata. Saeed, thank you very much for coming in. So tell us a little bit more about the aid situation at the moment in Gaza.
This problem of aid delivery. The G7 leaders said yesterday there should be more aid going to Gaza without any obstacles. The World Food Programme said that its warehouses were hit twice in June. In addition to that, there is obstacles for aid delivery because of increased fighting in different areas, especially in north and central and south, everywhere in Gaza. So there is a problem in aid delivery. To add to that, there is the U.S. State Department imposed a sanction on a violent extremist group. It's called TSAF-9, which looted some aid trucks and made blockade on aid delivery to Gaza because he said he's supporting the hostage families and this is what they need. But I think there is a question mark about that. In addition to that, there is some interviews with the World Food Programme with some people in Gaza saying they have nothing to eat. In addition to the health situation, the World Health Organization says there is no medical supplies. Even there is some hospitals opened again, partial, like Indonesian hospitals in the north of Gaza, but still there is no medical supplies, so it's not functioning like full capacity. In addition to that, there is even the International Court of Justice called on Israel to allow aid for the needy people in Gaza. So all of that, like showing that there is a problem in delivering aid to people in Gaza, people dying. And there is one report, a child died yesterday because of hunger, and there is tens of children are facing that. So the hunger looming, there is problems, people dying, people suffering. So there is pressure. And Oxfam in this context said it's a time to action, not talks, because talks time is over. So now is action time.
And it seems as though any progress towards a ceasefire deal, which would also involve trying to get more aid in, seems to have stalled. Tell us a bit about the situation with the hostages, because there's some confusion about how many hostages are actually still alive. Tell us what we think the latest is on that.
Yeah, the leaders of Hamas, one of them is Osama Hamdan, talked to CNN and said there is 2 hostages were killed in Rafah recently because of Israeli raid, according to him. And they said no military leaders in Hamas know how many people of the hostages died and how many of them still alive. So it's confusion because of the fighting. And with the talks stalled, so there's a problem because there is even there is Israeli managed to release 4 hostages in operation, but the result of it was killing more than 200 people, according to the Hamas health ministry in Gaza. So the hostage situation is dire and is problematic, and the hostage family calling for Mr. Netanyahu to have a deal, but all indicators there is no deal in the foreseeable future because of the fighting going on and Israel refusing to end the war and to concede to Hamas conditions of full withdrawal of Israeli forces from Gaza, in addition to that end of the war, and Israel not willing to do that at this time.
And at the moment, we haven't heard the response really properly from Hamas either, have we? On the Hezbollah situation, the border with Lebanon and Israel, the fighting's been going on throughout this period since October the 7th, hasn't it? There's been exchanges of fire in that situation. What's the situation there now, and has that got worse?
Yeah, it has been, the recent days has witnessed escalation. One of the example on Thursday, Hezbollah fired 150 rockets against Israeli targets, and Israel also launched several raids on southern part of Lebanon. In this context, Mr. Macron, the French president, made a plan to help to ease the tension and for the growing tension between Hezbollah and Israel. But Yoav Gallant, the Israeli defense minister, rejected the French proposal, which is trilateral contact group of France, United States, and Israel, and from the other side, United States, France, and Hezbollah to Lebanon, to try to ease the tension negotiation between them. But Israel refuting that because Yoav Gallant, the Israeli Minister of Defense, said France's position on Gaza is against Israel. And in this case, we cannot accept any French proposal to end hostilities.
Saeed Shahata, thank you very much for coming to talk to us. Thank you.